for the Biden administration. What a shit show of a job you have. I can't believe you admitted that in front of all these people. You have the freedom to lie. You could have said you were a hooker and I would have been proud of you. What do you do?
I travel to southern states.
You go to the South and try to sell on Biden? You're fucking retarded. What the fuck? What are you talking about? That's your fucking job? You know, hey, listen, I know you guys like Trump, but Biden, I mean... Wow. Are you ready to be unemployed or what's your vibe?
Looking for a fast way to track what's moving online right now? Head over to Qnotables.com. It's a centralized index of notable clips, headlines, and references being shared across the community, organized for quick browsing. Use it to spot patterns, pull links, and build your own research list. Qnotables.com. Browse the notables, verify the facts, stay informed. All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
Good morning and welcome to Qnotables 4AM Talking Points Live. Today's date is May 10th, 2026. The show starts with the pressure campaign at home and abroad. Obama back in the spotlight, Trump hammering Comey, Virginia's redistricting fight, Iran on the clock, Ukraine and Russia testing a ceasefire, a record cocaine bust, a new Pentagon UFO file drop, and a reminder from the First Lady that America's military families are carrying real weight. Let's get into it. Top story this morning, former President Barack Obama's appearance with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney in Toronto is drawing fire from Trump allies, including Devin Nunes, who raised the phrase, Logan violation. Obama was in Canada for a public policy summit, and Carney welcomed him publicly. The concern from Trump supporters is direct. America is in a period of major international tension, and a former president meeting with a foreign leader creates questions about who is speaking for the United States. Sundance at Conservative Treehouse is also putting Obama back under the microscope, tying his recent remarks to the surveillance controversy involving General Michael Flynn. The argument centers on Obama-era officials, intercepted communications, and the broader belief that Trump's incoming team was targeted before it ever had a fair chance to govern. The Flynn case remains one of the clearest examples for Americans who believe the intelligence and justice systems were turned against President Trump and his allies. Barbara Boyd is making a similar case, arguing that Barack Obama helped politicize the justice system and played a role in what she describes as a British intelligence-instigated anti-Trump coup. Her commentary ties together the Russia investigation, the treatment of Trump allies, UK political fallout, and the Virginia redistricting ruling. Her message is that the old political machine built against Trump is taking hits, and the public is seeing more of how that machine operated. Domestic politics. President Trump is going after former FBI Director James Comey again, calling him pathetic and a dirty cop in a fresh Truth Social post. Comey remains one of the central figures from the Russia investigation, the surveillance battles, and the FBI conduct that defined the 2016 transition period. Trump's message is blunt. He does not believe Comey acted honorably, and he is keeping pressure on one of the most recognizable faces from the FBI's anti-Trump era. President Trump is also putting attention back on the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in Washington, D.C. The pool has dealt with algae, leaks, and maintenance problems for years. Trump is framing the restoration as part of a broader effort to clean up the Capitol, restore national landmarks, and prepare Washington for America's upcoming 250th anniversary celebrations. His message is simple: America's capital should look like America's capital. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles was asked how she keeps up with President Trump, a president known for early mornings, late nights, and non-stop movement. Her answer gave viewers a rare look inside the pace of the Trump White House. Staff have to move quickly, stay sharp, and be ready at almost any hour. Supporters see that pace as proof of stamina and drive. The Trump operation is built for speed. On Gutfeld, the panel took aim at Mark Hamill and another round of Democrat celebrity messaging. The segment framed the Star Wars actor as another Hollywood figure who lectures voters while ordinary Americans are focused on borders, crime, inflation, and corruption. Greg Gutfeld and his guests used the moment to mock celebrity politics and the left's reliance on slogans, outrage, and entertainment personalities to sell a failing message. Vice President J.D. Vance says the Trump administration's anti-fraud work found 186,000 dead people still receiving SNAP benefits. Vance said the discovery came through Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins and the Federal Fraud Task Force. He also pointed to hundreds of thousands of duplicate benefit cases. The administration is framing this as basic taxpayer accountability. Vance's line is simple. Taking benefits away from dead people is not cruelty. It is common sense. First Lady Melania Trump spoke at a White House event honoring military mothers and said America is in a time of military conflict. Her remarks focused on service members, sacrifice, and the burden carried by families behind the uniform. The message was direct. While the country debates policy and strategy, military families are living the cost every day. The First Lady used the event to honor mothers whose children serve and to remind the nation that conflict is not abstract for the families waiting at home.
At shop.isawaya.com, everything you buy supports Acun.top, the place where people talk freely no matter what. Check out our Acun Honey Pot, a jar of yummy honey that's as strong as your voice. Put it on toaster and tea. It's not just honey, it's freedom in every bite. Then there's Acun Butter, a smooth handmade skin cream that makes you feel good while you fight for what's right. Awesome wooden pieces for display only. Hang them up or set them out. They're for showing off Acun's tough spirit. Want to help even more? Get a proto membership. So go to shop.isawaya.com now and grab some goodies. Help Acun.top keep free speech alive, and let's keep the ideas flowing loud and free.
All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
Election integrity. The Virginia Supreme Court has blocked a Democratic-backed redistricting push, keeping the current congressional maps in place for the 2026 midterms. The ruling was 4-3 and immediately became a major election law story. Supporters of the decision say it stopped a rushed political maneuver before voters went to the polls. Democrats had hoped new maps could improve their position, but the court froze the battlefield. In a cycle where every House seat matters, Virginia just became a major redistricting setback for the left. Across the Atlantic, the United Kingdom delivered a major political shock to Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party. Labour lost more than 1,000 council seats with serious losses in Wales and Scotland. Reform UK, the Greens, and other challengers gained ground as voters punished Labour over leadership, borders, energy policy, and economic frustration. For Americans watching from the Trump side of the aisle, the message is clear. Anti-establishment pressure is not just an American story. International conflict. President Trump says Russia and Ukraine agreed to a 3-day ceasefire and a major prisoner swap tied to Victory Day. The agreement followed U.S.-mediated talks and involved a reported swap of 1,000 prisoners from each side. Moscow and Kiev later accused each other of violations, but the announcement still marked a rare diplomatic opening in a war that has dragged on with heavy casualties. The White House is presenting the ceasefire as another example of Trump using direct pressure to force movement where normal diplomacy has failed. Moscow says Ukraine violated the temporary Victory Day ceasefire, while Kiev also accused Russian forces of violations. The 3-day pause was supposed to reduce the fighting and allow the prisoner swap to move forward, but both sides quickly blamed the other for breaking the terms. Even with those accusations, the ceasefire period appears to have lowered some of the larger attacks. The next question is whether the Trump administration can turn a short pause into a longer diplomatic opening. President Trump says the United States is waiting for Iran's answer to a peace proposal, but he warned that if talks fail, America may return to Project Freedom. The plan centers on reopening and securing shipping through the Strait of Hormuz after weeks of conflict and pressure on global oil routes. Negotiators are working through a framework involving sanctions, nuclear limits, shipping access, and security guarantees. Trump's position is clear: Iran can choose a deal or the pressure campaign resumes. President Trump also shared a meme contrasting the Obama-Biden approach to Iran with his own record of pressure and military strength. The post used the phrase 159 Iranian ships and framed Trump as the president willing to act when Iran threatens American interests or global shipping. The message comes as Iran talks remain tense and the Strait of Hormuz stays at the center of the crisis. Trump's point is direct: peace through strength, not weakness through delay.
Every voice matters. The power of free speech is more important than ever. Imagine a place where you can share your thoughts freely, explore new ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations anonymously. With online anonymity, you can express yourself without fear of judgment. It's about freedom, creativity, and connection. Join the conversation that matters. Embrace your voice. Celebrate your freedom. Visit 8kun.top today. That's 8kun.top.
All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
The National Nuclear Security Administration says the United States and its partners removed all remaining highly enriched uranium from a legacy research reactor in Venezuela. Officials say roughly 30 pounds of enriched uranium was safely packaged, transported, shipped to the United States, and sent to the Savannah River site for processing and reuse. The operation removes a nuclear security risk from South America and gives the Trump administration a concrete non-proliferation win, while Iran's nuclear program remains a major global concern. A nuclear weapons discussion featuring Bianca Nobilo is drawing attention online after comments about what U.S. intelligence knew regarding Israel's nuclear capabilities. The larger issue is the long-standing double standard in global non-proliferation politics. Some countries are pressured publicly, while others remain protected by ambiguity. Israel has never formally declared a nuclear arsenal, but its suspected capability has been discussed for decades. The debate is resurfacing while Iran, the United States, and Israel remain locked in a major confrontation over nuclear weapons, missiles, and regional power. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican for talks focused on war, humanitarian crises, and U.S. Holy See relations. Vatican reporting described the meeting as an exchange of views on countries facing war, political tension, and humanitarian danger. Rubio's visit comes during a tense moment with conflicts involving Iran, Ukraine, Russia, and the Middle East all in motion. The meeting places religious diplomacy directly inside the larger foreign policy picture. Crime and espionage. Spanish authorities say they seized more than 30 tons of cocaine in what is being described as the largest single cocaine bust in European history. The cargo ship was intercepted off the Canary Islands with help from U.S. and Dutch authorities. 23 crew members were detained, including several Dutch nationals. Officials say the cocaine was worth hundreds of millions of dollars and was likely headed for mainland Europe by speedboat. The case shows the scale of modern cartel logistics and the importance of international maritime enforcement. Norwegian authorities arrested a Chinese citizen on espionage allegations tied to an alleged effort to collect sensitive satellite data. Norway's police security service says the case involved a suspected front company and equipment that could receive information from polar orbiting satellites. Police searched locations in southern Norway and near Andøya spaceport in the north. The suspect is accused of trying to set up a system that could harm Norway's national security if the data reached a foreign state. Tech, disclosure, and online culture. The Pentagon has begun releasing a new batch of UFO and UAP files through the government's public disclosure system. The release includes documents, images, and videos tied to unidentified anomalous phenomena. Some reports describe unusual flight behavior, objects entering water, radar contacts, and encounters that remain unexplained. The government is not saying every case is alien, but it is acknowledging that these incidents were serious enough to document and release. For disclosure advocates, this is another step toward forcing long-hidden files into the open. The newly released Pentagon UAP videos are getting major attention because they give researchers and the public more material to review. Some clips appear to show objects moving in unusual ways, while others raise questions about sensor data, military encounters, and what officials may still be holding back. The release does not answer every question, but it gives the public a closer look at what military personnel have been reporting for years. The larger issue is transparency. The Q research boards marked thread number 30,000, a major milestone for the long-running anonymous research community. Supporters celebrated the persistence of the boards after years of censorship, attacks, media smears, platform changes, and technical disruption. For Anons, the number is not just a counter. It represents years of digging, archiving, posting, and refusing to quit. The message from the boards is simple: the research continues. Closing segment. That is the shape of the board this morning. Obama and Comey back in the spotlight. Virginia blocking a redistricting push. Labor collapsing in the United Kingdom. Trump pressing Iran and mediating Ukraine-Russia movement. Major cocaine and espionage cases breaking overseas. New Pentagon UAP files hitting the public. And America's military families being honored at the White House. Before we close, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If this broadcast helped you connect the dots, send it to somebody who still relies on the headlines alone. Follow Qnotables, turn on notifications, and check back for the next 4 a.m. Talking Points live. The stories are moving fast, the narrative is shifting, and the research does not stop here. Stay alert, stay grounded, and keep digging. The pressure is on, the documents are moving, and the old...
Don'tDeleteMeBro.com. 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 Share the site with others. Don'tDeleteMeBro.com. 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 Share the site with others. Don'tDeleteMeBro.com.
That's all for now. Stay alert, stay informed, and never hand your thinking over to anyone on a screen, including me. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America. See you soon.